Testing one, two, testing. Testing one, two. Okay, yeah. Can everybody hear now? Yes. Yes. I just heard it. Yeah. Can you guys be quiet? Testing one, two, testing one, two. Okay, you guys can hear? Okay, we'll get started. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Testing one, two. Testing.
Sound good?
Well, you know Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong, try to go wrong. Now, because I've been sweating trying to get this going. Can somebody get me? All right, am I loud enough? Am I good enough? We do apologize for getting started. We want to welcome you to our Sabbath class live. I want to acknowledge the churches. We want to acknowledge all of our churches, Bethel Temple and College here in Chicago, Illinois. I want to say Shabbat Shalom to our Nashville congregation and our Florida congregation. I want to say Shabbat Shalom to our Dominican Republican church, to those in East and West Africa. We want to say Shabbat Shalom to all of our members around the United States and around the world. I think I saw our sister Renee from Philadelphia. We want to say Shabbat Shalom to you. And I do apologize if I didn't see you and didn't acknowledge you. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me a little clearer. Give me a couple more seconds. Everybody have a lesson? Thank you. You can hear me? Can you turn the slider up just a little bit, Amy? The slider just turned up some. All right. And you can probably turn the one, two, three knobs up a little bit more for the three microphones. So I'm going to try to talk a little louder. I hope you guys can hear me. If not, just let us know. That sounds good, Amy. Keep turning it up some. There you go. All right. All right. So I think we're only a few minutes behind. So we're going to get started with our class. And, you know, I had the opportunity to talk to Elder Nate all week about this class, about this lesson. And there are certain things that drive me, um, you know, sometimes the kind of creativity when we go over these lessons month after month or year after year, you know, how many times can we talk about certain subjects? And so I think it's a blessing when we get to a topic that we've talked about in the past and we kind of see something different. There were some people, and there are going to continue to be people to come into the faith. And what we're going to talk about today is so important. Not only is it important, it's hard to comprehend and accept this topic that we're going to talk about. And we talk in this church a lot about the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but we have to make sure, and I use this word often, we got to make sure not only that we fully understand why mysteries exist, but we have to be able to clearly articulate to individuals why Yah has mysteries. Why is there mysteries to the kingdom of heaven? How does that benefit those people that are seeking Yah? Okay. Now, I'm pretty confident when we get to the end, it's going to make sense to folks who may not necessarily accept it. And there's a reason why people don't want to accept certain principles because it kind of puts you on the outside. And people don't want to let go of their traditions. They don't want to let go of what they've believed. There are people now all over the world that are empowered. They are ministers and they're pastors over hundreds and thousands of people. And how do you go back and say, I may have missed this, or I was wrong in this area, or I'm going to have to submit to another establishment or to another group of people that hold these mysteries? And so, from a psychological standpoint, we have to learn how to deal, not just biblically, but we have to learn how to deal with psychic. To each and every one of you that have parents or friends that are believers of Christ and say that they love God and they're obedient to God, what would it do to them for you to come to them and show them that they have been worshiping in error their entire life? Do you think that that's acceptable? And so we have to learn how to uh, not just throw these words and throw out these different principles that we're going to talk about, but we have to learn how to say them in such a way that who always say, hey man, I'm not about to tell nothing. I'm showing the Bible say keep the Sabbath and that's it. And you can't do that because you got it. Think about the psychological shock that they go through hearing that their parents didn't have it right. And now they start psychologically about their grandparents and people who passed away, before them. There are a whole lot of things that block people from accepting it. I had a teenager that passed away, or I had a mother that passed away. And what you're telling me, she didn't know. So are you saying she's not saved? I'll say this, that everybody's going to get an opportunity to hear. Now, that's a topic that we don't even want to indulge in, but every person will have the opportunity to hear the mysteries. How fair is Yah for the slaves who didn't ask to be in slavery? That they had the religion of the slave master. They never heard certain things. How fair is it that there are children all over this world that pass away without hearing the mysteries? Listen, you are here now in the land of the living. He says, day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. So you have to get it right now for yourself. You let Yah deal with those that didn't get an opportunity to hear. So today we're going to talk about knowing Yah through his ministry, through his mysteries. And I don't know if we truly understand. Now I'm going to ask you guys to pick up the microphones around you, and this don't have to be a long-winded answer. What is the purpose of mysteries? Well, first and foremost, do we believe that Yah still has mysteries today? Okay. Now, I'm going to just ask a few people, what do you think the purpose of his mysteries are? And we're going to gauge your answer when we get to the end of this lesson. We're going to see, has your knowledge increased? Or did you hit the mark with your answer? So I just want to ask, um, what is the purpose of mysteries? Or Yah having mysteries? And speak loud and speak into the mic.
I always thought that like the reason that we had mysteries was because y'all had mysteries was because he was trying to see how willing you were to like learn all of like his word
Okay.
after like being taught something, and like when you find out the truth, how willing you are to actually find out the truth.
Okay. And when you answer, that's a good answer. When you answer, you're not answering to me. I want you to answer that question as if somebody was sitting here today and they are sitting here today, and your answer is going to determine whether they accept and come into the faith or not. Dr. Tate. And then I'm going to call Baruch, yeah.
I would say one reason why El or God has mysteries is for the purposes of identification. So there are many different mysteries that the ones that he reveals to his sons and daughters, so that we may do all the words of his law. So, having his mysteries revealed identifies you as his true people, as his true church. Similarly, he uses mysteries to identify his chief leaders. So, all throughout the Bible, the chief leaders or the chief shepherds were identified through a level of revelation or mystery that was at a level of a chief shepherd. And so I'd say one of the primary reasons is that he uses mysteries that he reveals as a mode of identification, either of his true people or of his true leadership.
Okay. Good. That's a good. Brother Brukia, you had your hand up. Now, what you said, I want you to gauge what you said, okay, and what you said, we're going to find those answers in the Bible. I want you to say how important you are. Because although the Bible says, you know, that's a paradigm to accept that type of information. Oh, you're going to see certain things in the Bible. Open up the book and read certain Bible verses. But just because you do that, don't mean that people accept it. Now I know his sheep are going to accept it. So we have a level of not just reading what's here, but we have some responsibility, and I'll say this way, to get good in how we communicate and how we talk, so that we can have a mixture. Ooh, I should drink Kool-Aid, the right mixture of sugar and lime juice in with the Kool-Aid. You gotta have the right mixture for it to. So you gotta have the right mix. It can't be all Bible, right? Because now psychologically you're not breaking through. And it can't be all, although I do like the emotional aspect, because if you can break through there, then you can open up the Bible to them. So we're going to kind of go through, and a lot of times that's what I do. I know how to use Bible verses without quoting the Bible, making it make sense by interpreting the Bible and putting it in my words without saying this is coming from Deuteronomy. Right? And we got to do that. So let's go ahead and if I can get a reader, let's go ahead and get started with knowing Yah through his mysteries. You got it? Or are you going to read? Start? Is your, stop. Is your microphone on? Okay.
Mysteries
I can't really hear you.
It is now. Can you hear me now?
No, I cannot. Try to give her that one microphone.
Any
Make sure you
words?
don't. Oh,
Can you hear me now? It was off.
it was off?
Now it's on.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Everybody make sure
Your microphone is
that
on.
your
I didn't know
microphone
that
is
was
on
a
and that you
live
speak loudly
podcast.
into the
Please
microphone.
excuse me. Not Sleeka. That's a different. Excuse me. Okay. There's another one that says I'm sorry. I got to get the right ones. Mysteries are part of Yah's nature. One thing that will perplex the world is the mysteries pertaining to the kingdom of heaven. Most believe that God's mysteries have been revealed. All we have to do is observe them. Others will deny altogether that there are any mysteries. Why would God want us to serve him in spirit and in truth, yet block us from this mandatory task by establishing mysteries?
Stop. Does that make sense? Shabbat shalom. Does that make sense? Minister, can you get to Minister Yosef? Does that make sense? I mean, just the
question
response.
of the response and the way people will respond when you tell them that there are mysteries. Like they'll say, "Well, what's the point of that? Like that doesn't make sense. Why would God make everything such a mystery if he wants for us to serve him?" That's the response you're going to get from
Yeah.
people.
Why does Yah have secrets? Why does he have mysteries? Listen, Christ is gone. The apostles are gone. You mean to tell me if the Bible was given to us so that we can serve him in spirit and in truth, Why would he give us the book, but now you're talking about there are some mysteries? People say all the mysteries have been revealed in the Bible. You got to deal with that. You got to be able to explain. So this is kind of setting the tone for how people think. And I want you to think not just right now, but when you go home, I just want you to meditate and think about that. If you are not able to break through and articulate this answer, or if you cannot deal with that psychic, it makes complete sense to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, there were mysteries in the Bible. Yeah, Christ came and Christ dealt with all of these things. Now all we have to do is live by the book. But we're saying no. You must still understand the mysteries of the kingdom. And we're going to find out that just because a person calls themselves a minister or a pastor or a pope or evangelist, that they don't have the mysteries. Just because you go to school and get a PhD does not mean that you understand the mystery. So why does mysteries exist? Why would the Father want us to serve him in spirit and truth, yet block us from knowing these mysteries that you're talking about? Why? Okay, let's keep reading.
From both the Old and New Testament, God reveals that part of his nature and his divine order is to guide and direct his true people by way of mystery. This is what uniquely identifies his true church.
Now, we have to deal with his divine order, his nature. I don't care whether you go from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. His nature is to deal with the church by way of mysteries. That's just his nature. This is not my nature. People say, well, you're trying to use that to funnel people into your faith. Now, you have a responsibility to give it. You have a responsibility to compel all men. And this is what we're going to start today. Let's continue. If I can get a different reader.
Why does the Bible say that God's mysteries have already been revealed?
The Bible says that. I got you now. I got you. Let's go ahead and read. The Bible says his mysteries have been revealed.
Colossians 1 and 25. God has given me the responsibility of serving his church and by proclaiming his entire message to you. This message was for centuries and generations past, but now it is God's people.
Now, deal with that. Secrets? Did the Bible say that? Did we just read that? Did the Bible say his mysteries have been? Okay. So are his secrets revealed then? Okay. Got something? Let Brother Rookie. Has his secrets been revealed? Because
Cain, his secrets have been revealed to the elect.
see, Brother Rookie, I want to try to get deep in here.
I'm not trying to get deep. It's been revealed, Cain.
Yeah, he's right. But now we got to progressively go through what that means. I want you to remember this, and I want you to take this as a lesson as you read the Bible. I want you to remember this as people read through the Bible. I'm going to say three things, or is it three things? Whenever you read the Bible, you got to know, number one, who's speaking to and then coming about. You read the Bible. Because the Bible said that Yah has secrets and his secrets have been revealed. But we're going to see who was speaking. Who was the speaker speaking to in the context of what they were speaking about? The world is messed up because they read the Bible in isolation. They're going to read a Bible verse. And if you read the Bible verse alone without those three, it sounds like it's saying something that it's not saying. And this is why we have denominations. This is why we have people who can't agree on the word of Yahweh. We'll fight. We talk against the, or talk about the law, or people talk against the law. Talk about grace and talk against grace. Because you're reading Bible verse in isolation of those three principles, and you're going to be off. All right, let's continue to read.
To substantiate their point, often take Bible verses out of context, excluding relative clues. In Colossians 1 and 25, Apostle Paul writes to God's holy people in the city of Colossus. This was not to the people of the 21st century, but oftentimes people insert themselves in this verse and others, identifying themselves as God's holy people.
Do we have that? So who was the speaker here? And who was Apostle Paul speaking to? He was teaching or speaking to the church in Colossians. Now people can say, I'm the holy people. See, it's been revealed. I'm holy, so the mysteries have been revealed to me. Right? We got that part. Let's keep reading.
The Apostle Paul writes, "You heard and knew the grace of God in truth, as you also learned from Epaphras," Colossians 1 and 7 and 8. The preacher Epaphras taught to the
You can say Colossae.
Colossae church grace of God and truth. He evangelized and planted the church, which was now beginning to flirt with false teaching and apostasy, which is the act of formally rejecting or abandoning. Epaphras was a native to Colossae who traveled to Ephesus during Paul's third missionary journey and was likely converted by the Apostle Paul.
So Epaphras, where did he get the word of truth? He traveled. The Bible tells you he traveled to Ephesus. He heard and he was taught by Apostle Paul. So the secrets and the mysteries and the gospel didn't just come to him by way of osmosis, laying on a rock that was anointed. He was taught by the person who was established and set up by El. So this is how the church, the Colossian church, received the truth. The Bible didn't tell me that Paul was there. And so Apostle Paul, who was set up to be an apostle, he taught the Gentiles, and the Colossian church were proselytes. These were people who were Romans, or people that were Greek, people that were pagans that accepted the truth, that came into the truth. So when we read these Bible verses, that this message was kept secret from centuries and generations past, but now it has been revealed to God's people. Well, yeah, it was talking about God's people that were there. Does everybody understand that? Let me ask this general question. Don't try to outthink me and give some type of question, because I'm not saying this is a trick question. If the secrets were revealed, why do we need the church? Why do we need people today to give those secrets? Now, I just want you to just don't think Bible, just think.
Because we need someone to explain it.
Yeah,
Not all the time you can receive information and know exactly how to go about it.
Okay. Anybody else? It was lost. Anybody else? Minister Yosef?
We as a church, being a body, we each have different functions, different callings. My calling, I can reach different people. Your calling, you can reach different people. So
right.
The sheep that you reach I may not can reach them.
Right.
So it's based off our calling and our experiences. So
okay.
That's how I believe it's.
Okay. If I got a secret for, I want you to think about this. If I, oh, I'm sorry, I need you need the mic though. I can't.
What came to my mind is that secrets are revealed. They're revealed now, but that doesn't mean you don't need a leadership or a divine workflow to be able to interpret those secrets or to be able to administer those secrets. It's not a secret that we're supposed to delight in the Shabbat and keep it holy, but how do you delight in the Shabbat and keep it holy? You need some sort of workflow to tell you how to do that.
Okay. If I say that, I want you to think about this, and I'm going to draw this parallel to the church. If I say, I got a secret, I got a secret to tell you. The secret. And I come to you, and I say, if you go to the bank, whatever bank, Fifth Third, downtown Chicago, and tell them X, Y, and Z, they got a check for you $100,000. Well, if I tell you that, and everybody say, I know the secret, and you say, well, I know the secret. The secret is, if you just continue to praise Yah in the temple, I got a check for $100,000. You say, I got a secret. If you go behind the house and you look under all that wood that's under, and then everybody has a different story to tell. Does everybody have a secret? Think about denominations. If you go through denominations, they all saying something different. There's a different path to get to the kingdom. Somebody's saying that you got to be baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Somebody's saying you got to be baptized in the name of Yeshua. Somebody over here saying you got to be baptized in the name of Jesus. Some people say all you got to do is live a good life. You don't have to be baptized at all. Everybody is saying something different. Now, I don't know if you young folks know what this means, so I'm going to talk about it here. Is a secret, is it absolute or is a secret relative? Okay. You say relative? Huh? If I have a secret and I give you that secret, is that secret absolute or is it relative? Can't be absolutely relative. Okay. Let me see. Now I'm going to see. And now somebody got to raise their hand. As a matter of fact, everybody got to raise their hand. How many people say, I'm not going to raise my hand? How many people say that the secret is relative? Hey, if it's general, if it's biblical, is a secret. Okay, who say relative? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people say it's absolute? 1, 2, 3, 5, and 5. Now, so here's, and we're going to talk about absolute and relative in relationship to secrets. If you understand what absolute and relative, maybe we don't use those words often. You're going to make me skip down. Let me see how far we are before we talk about absolute and relative. All right. I'm going to spill the beans because I know we're going to talk about it here. Does somebody know what absolute means? It's a set thing, right? Who knows what relative truth? They can't hear you. It's what? What's relative and absolute? We're gonna talk about it.
I believe relative you can make it synonymous with situational, or it has a measurement of
Okay.
it's against a standard or something.
All right. What is
It's variable, correct? Relativity is it's subjective.
Okay, so it's variable, right? But I have a secret to tell you. Is my secret going to be relative? If I hold the secret, is it relative or is it absolute? It's absolute. It don't matter if it's absolute to me. If I tell you that I hold the secret, and I'm telling you that if you go to the Fifth Third Bank downtown, $1,000 check waiting for you. Is that absolute? I hold the secret. Now, if somebody else said, well, I think they said it's relative. The secrets that are given by the Father is absolute. He said that if you keep the Sabbath and call the Sabbath a delight, he will cause you to ride on the high places of the earth. Did he not say that? So what if you don't call the Sabbath a delight? What if you're not keeping the Sabbath? So what he said, now you got to know how to delight in the Sabbath, right? That's relative. Because there's a whole bunch of quote unquote Sabbath keepers that say they delight in the Sabbath. I can show you through scripture that you are not. I don't care how much you haul and jump up and click your heels and how much you praise Yah. I can show you that there are ordinances to the seventh-day Sabbath. It may be delightful for you, but he the one who sets the standard on how to delight in the Sabbath. So if you want to ride on the high places of the earth, you need to delight the way he commands you to delight, not the way you think that you should delight. Does that make sense? Are we? The secrets or the mysteries are absolute. All of that is relative to individuals. Right. Give Minister Joseph the mic.
I wanted to share this one Bible verse. It says, every good thing and every perfect gift is from above. It comes down from the Father of lights, in whom there is no variation or shadow.
There's no what?
Variation.
There's no change. Okay.
So I was saying, that's sorry about that. James 1:17.
Okay.
So I was just saying that in relation to being absolute.
Okay. Does everybody understand that? We good. We can move on, right? You must hear the mysteries forever. You know, I got this revelation, and I'm not saying revelation. I knew it. I something why I got it clear. And this is what we're going to have to emphasize on. You must hear the mysteries. But the secret things belong. We're going to read that. To who? God. The secrets belong to the Father. But those things which are belong unto us. It belongs to us. And so you're going to have to give the mystery to your children. And guess what they're going to have to do? Give it to their children. Now, all the children not going to accept the mysteries. Just because they are your blood, you pray for them, you better give it to them, and you better live your life. Don't be falling out, boo-hooing, because somebody's not going to accept it. And so you're going to have to give your children understanding of the mystery. You think my little boy understand fully the mysteries of the Sabbath? Hey, he know he better not cut that stove on. Don't ask me to buy nothing, and put your white on and come to the temple on the Sabbath. We don't play. He understands some things, but he don't understand the mysteries. But there is something that's greater that I understood this week as I was preparing the lesson. Let's read, you must hear the mysteries forever, because there's an issue that's going to rise up. And I want you all to think about this, Dr. Tate. There are people who we're here. There are people who will come. There are people who will stay, and there are people who will leave. People who said, I heard Apostle give the mysteries, so I don't need you because I got what he gave. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about this. If all of us was here during the life of Apostle, and everybody with every service, but if we all got all the mysteries from Apostle before passed, we wrote them down, we went over them in our head, whatever. And then we all said, hey, later for you, later for you. Everybody said, later for you. And the whole church went out and said, I'm going to start my own Bethel because I got the mysteries. You know, that's the problem. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? We all have received the mystery, so you think. Yeah. So I don't need. Apostle used to talk about this all the time. How do you stop people from stealing the secrets? How do you stop people from you teaching? Somebody been here for 20. Hey, listen, there have been folks who was here 30 years and left. How do I stop them? Currently, we know 3 or 4 local Bethels. And they're going to use a lot of the same Bible verses that we use. So we're going to have to deal with that. Let's go ahead and read, you must hear the mysteries forever.
You must hear the mysteries forever. The Father commands his people to Shema, which means to hear and listen attentively. Those who will not Shema, the Bible said that the Father will withhold the understanding of the mysteries from them. Those who submit to his holy teachings, he will begin to open up to them the understanding of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Or here, without a preacher, and how can he preach except when he is sent? Your hearing and understanding is not independent of the one or ones that are sent to give you the secrets.
Does everybody understand that? What you gonna tell me, Elder Al? What you gonna tell me? Because I don't have I'm not making doctrine. What are you gonna tell me that's a secret that Apostle didn't tell me? Why do I need you if I received the secrets already? Is that a legitimate question? Do you understand the question? If the secrets have been given, why do I need you? What can you give me that will benefit me? Now, I think this next part is important. You better make sure you get him, because I can promise you, there are folks in the faith that don't even understand the Sabbath. There were people that are in the faith that didn't understand what it means to eat those common or unclean, part of the dietary law. But I think this next part is extremely important when we talk about secrets. And then we're going to talk about here in this section the purpose that Yah has established these secrets and the reason why Yah will keep these secrets as part of his nature forever. Let's read this next part, and I'll put it in a different color for a reason.
Once Yah reveals his secrets, he will continue giving deeper revelations of those secrets to his people.
Stop. Once Yah reveals his secrets, what is he going to do?
Continue giving deeper revelations
Now,
of those secrets.
don't tell me nothing about no revelational secret you got. That's doctrine. You know what Yah can do? Because Apostle used to say you can get a revelation on implementation. You guys remember Apostle used to say that? You're not getting no revelation on doctrine. You can get a revelation on implementation. But here's what you can have pertaining to the secrets that are already given. You know that you can get a deeper revelation of that secret that Apostle didn't give you? But it's all built off of his doctrine. It's all built off of the secrets. So you're not going to get a new secret, but you're going to get a deeper understanding. You may get a way to explain it. Apostle, and I said this before he died, Apostle's ministry was a worldwide ministry, but his ministry wasn't to the world. Apostle never went out. Apostle wasn't, he said we was going to build and grow, but that wasn't his ministry was to get all that information out of him and get you to get it on the deepest level. But you're going to have to, look, don't you sit in front of your auntie who's 65 years old talking about some proper noun and noun and adverbs. Get a revelation, get it to people in your generation. You're going to have to find a revelation, a deeper revelation, a more personable. We talked in the beginning about being able to give it without trying to indoctrinate a person. You're going to have to take these words that Apostle gave you up here, and then you're going to have to scale it down so that we can reach all people. So he's going to give us a deeper revelation. Keep reading.
This will allow his people to go higher in the faith, accomplishing the impossible and diminishing the power of those who have departed.
Whose secret is this? You know what Yah will do? I'm going to tell it. If you say I sat in the truth, let's just hypothetically say I sat in the place where the secrets were given. And you know what one person said that left? They said, yeah, I ain't here no more. Sat here for some odd years. Do you think that if the secrets belong to Yah, do you think that you go with those secrets? You know what Yah would do? He would do just like the Tower of Babel. He will go confound your mind. That's what Yah would do. I'm gonna say this to those who understand what I'm saying. And I don't say it for no other reason but for you to get an understanding. Was Apostle wrong establishing? Everybody who ever came here will say, no, Apostle wasn't wrong. You know who calculated the feast days? We calculated the feast days. There are 4 feast days. Every year for 25, 30 years. Apostle looked at those feast days according to the way he taught us to calculate the feast days. He said these feast days are right. Now, there are people that are saying who left. Well, the way they count the feast days are wrong. Something about when the barley come in and something like that, they counting it wrong. You're not calling me wrong. When you say that we counting it wrong, you know who you saying is wrong? You saying Apostle was wrong. You know who else you saying is wrong? You saying Yah's wrong. Because Yah gave Apostle that. And Apostle gave us that. And I'm going to give Minister Yosef kids that. Or your kids that. Or whoever kids that's going to sit in our seat that. That has to be passed down from generation to generation. when you keep the feast days in the wrong month, and then you have the nerve to say, I know this is not the right month. Yeah, I know we off. But yet you still do it. Yah is going to remove those secrets. He will begin to turn you over to a reprobate mind. And so these mysteries are going to establish who the church is. And we're going to get into why the mysteries are so important to the world. Now, if I was people in the world, if I was people that was in Christianity or people that was in a part of a Hebrew Israelite camp, if I was people who was seeking, when I hear the reason, I'll say, told Yah that Yah did it this way. Sometimes you don't know what's good for you. Put your coat on. Mom like, I didn't put my coat on. It's hot outside. Mom said, put that coat on before I beat your butt. Because you about to go out here and play football and it's 40 degrees, 39 degrees, and you sweating. And she better not look out the window and see you running without that jacket on. Until you sit your behind up somewhere with pneumonia. Because she knew better. She knew something that you didn't know. And we're going to see what is it that Yah knew that we didn't know. All right. Did we finish reading that? Right. So Yah is going to allow us. It's going to always be a separation. You know what's going to continue to allow you to elevate? Is that you are operating in a certain type of spirit. Because these mysteries are connected to the spirit of Yah. This is what connects us to him. This is what connects us to the truth. Now, I asked this question. You better not fall. Because some of you all answered the question before. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Is that a mystery? You say it's not. Anybody else? Do I got to take my survey again? Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Who said that it's not a mystery? I ain't asked. Who said it's not a mystery? 2 people said it's not a mystery. 3 people said it's not a mystery. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. It's not a mystery. That's what you said, right? It's not a mystery? So you saying yes and no? Okay. I said is remember Sabbath day to keep it holy a mystery. How many people said no? Okay. I'm talking about remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. No, I'm talking about now. Is that a mystery? Huh? Minister Yosef said it is a mystery. Why do you say it? Give me the mic. I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear your explanation why you say it is a mystery. I asked a question. I said it's remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy a mystery.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. It's a mystery because one, when it told us to remember, some people don't know when it is. 2, to holy, the implementation is right there to keep it holy. You don't know how to keep it holy.
Okay.
Because they don't know all the components.
So are this? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm saying it's a mystery.
Okay. Do the 7-day Adventists remember the Sabbath day? They don't?
No, they do.
Do they keep it holy?
No.
Are we talking about absolute or relative? You said in a relative way. We dealing with absolute, right? Do the Hebrew Israelite accept? Are they keeping it holy? I'm talking in the absolute way.
No.
So to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, is that a mystery?
Yes.
So it's a mystery. I mean, reading it in a book. Reading it in a book. Oh no. That's absolute. Hey, you know what you just did? A bunch of other Bible verses. But we'll deal with that. later. So the Sabbath day is a mystery. It's not a mystery to the people. Well, let me say it this way. Reading it is not the mystery. Yeah, I mean, you read the Bible. I can open up the Bible. Everybody who read the Bible read it. I said, is the Bible verse a mystery? I didn't say everybody who got a King James on the face of the earth probably have read that Bible verse.
That's what we're saying. It's not the mystery. The mystery, the fact that those words are there and everyone can see it and everyone knows that part, it's not a mystery. What we're trying to say is the implementation and how to interpret that Bible verse. That's the mystery. It's not a mystery.
No. It's not. It's not a mystery to true
to
Israel.
whom it's been revealed is no longer a mystery.
But the fact
That it
is
has
that
to be
people
revealed.
don't know. There are millions of people that think they're going to the kingdom because they're saying, I acknowledge the Sabbath. I keep the Sabbath day. All right. So let's go ahead and move on from that. We're going to read Matthew, the 13th chapter, verse 10 through verse 13. And in the New Testament, listen, Christ don't change. But let's read what he did with his apostles. And Dr. Tate, I use the easy. I use the easy to read version. Here, reading thou and hither, and I want you to get what this Bible verse is saying. I did in my preach word, and I went straight King James. So now, Matthew the 13th chapter, verse 10 through 13. Good, Sister Ronnie.
Sure. The followers came to Yashach and asked, "Why do you use these stories to teach the people?" Yashach answered,
It's in the King James version. They did talk about parables. What are parables?
Stories. Parables are stories, right? That have a teach a lesson, has mysteries.
This mystery is not clear, right? He said, "Why do you teach in parables?" Come on.
Yashach answered, "Only you can know the secret truths about God's kingdom. Those other people cannot know these secret truths. The people who have some understanding will be given more, and they will have even more than they need. But those who do not have much understanding will lose even the little understanding that they have."
Now, understanding comes from L. And if you kind of read all of this, you don't just get an understanding without somebody giving you an understanding. Right? But what he's saying is this. Let's take this back to what I was talking about earlier. For those that are here in the faith and that stay in the faith, the secret continue to increase. You're going to understand it a lot more as you continue to come. As you continue to Shema. You know, there are certain things that I got, and I'm not going to say I'm on this high level, but there are some things that never taught me. But yeah, he taught me. You get, and you see the information. You think about what your aunt said. You think about what we taught or what also taught. And you say, that's how I can, next time. And so you get a deeper understanding as you continue to go on. You get a better body. Listen, going to the gym, I went to the gym for 2 months. You're going to have to continue. If you want, because it's building off of what you've been doing, right? The muscles are building off of what you've been doing. What's that? You said your interest. Oh, interest in bank. Compound interest. You got to have something there, right? You got to continue to be doing something. And the same thing happened with the mysteries. There are certain things that Minister Yosef has done in business or Baruch Yah has done in lecture. And as you went on, don't tell me you don't know nothing more today than you knew 3 years ago or 7 years ago. Right? Just the fact that you're doing it over and over again, you learn of a better way, of a better method. Right? So you have to continue in L. You're going to have some sort of understanding. I know Minister Yosef, because I be with him. I know he read books and he's always reading something. Or there are some things that you may look on seminars, Brother Baruch, y'all, certain things that people are doing to get better. Now, if that's not human nature, I don't understand how you at the exact same place, that you have no movement and no growth. So if you grow, typically, you can think about some of the things you did. If you grow, man, what are you even breathing? why? I mean, why are you doing what you're doing if you're in the exact same place? Even if you don't make no more money, whatever, I mean, you trying different methods, you get the right combination for your unique situation, right? So for those people that have understanding, that gain understanding, I'm going to give you more understanding. For those people that got a little understanding, take the little bit that you have. So when you're talking about fig trees and barley and you counting the feast days from whatever your method is, and that wasn't the method that Apostle, open your eyes, folks. I don't understand what these folks, I understand. All right, let's keep reading. Yes, let's finish that verse.
This is why I use these stories to teach the people. They see, but they don't really see. They hear, but they don't really hear or understand.
I always say this. You better play your position. I don't care who it is. You don't know people's heart. But the truth is going to eventually expose their heart. I don't believe in that person leading me. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to raise up and they're going to leave. I don't believe in what they're saying. I don't believe that's a mystery. I don't believe that's how you count the feast day. So it's going to separate. The only people that's going to sustain in Yah's truth are his sheep. True Yisrael. So, I've been saying this more and more. Man, I'm not saying don't love them. I'm not saying don't love people. And I continue over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yah has continued to put this on my heart. Not everybody that was born in Yisrael was Yisrael. Now, that's Bible. Salvation wasn't for Esau. Came from the same mom and daddy. You ain't got the power. You don't have the power to control who hears, who understands. You don't have it. I love, man, me and my sisters like this. I want my sister to be saved. I want my sister to get into the kingdom. I got friends who I love, man, to death. And I want them to be saved. I don't even let my heart go there because it might not be for them. So we have to understand the mysteries and we have to understand the commitment. It's all according to Yah's will. But the mysteries, and we're going to talk over this next 20 minutes before we conclude, we're going to talk about, and this is the part I want you to really focus on, why Yah has these mysteries and why they are established and how these mysteries are going to help people. You thought the mysteries were here to hurt and to separate? It's to help and protect. Let me get a reader. Protecting the sheep. Anybody? Who got the mic? Oh, you want to read, Sister? Oh, Dr. Tate, you want to read?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Protecting the sheep. Judging by their appearance is a common human behavior, but it can lead to biased decisions and unfair treatment. The Bible said, "Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment." John 7:24. The Father knows the heart, and he will protect his holy teachings and keep it out of the hands of those whose heart is not pure. Daniel 12:4 said that in the last days many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase.
Let me stop real quick. Yah is going to protect his secrets because these are his, right? So doesn't it make sense that if you got keys to my organization, to my building, and you say, man, hey, later for you, I'll come and knock, whatever. I don't have to listen to you. Hey, I quit. I'm going to come and set your place on fire, whatever. What do you think I'm going to do as a business owner? Hey, man, give me my keys back. I'm going to change the locks. Listen, I'm going to take my keys back and change the locks because you might have made a duplicate. And so I think it's important for us to understand how important it is to get this in your heart. I'm going to go back to this again. The Bible says in the last days, knowledge shall increase. You know what that means? That means that folks going to come here, and folks have been coming here. And folks going to sit, and folks going to take what are secrets, and folks going to say, I don't want you. They're going to do the old Pilgrim and Indian thing. Right? Europeans came in. Oh, hey, Pilgrim folks. Teach us how to survive. Teach us how to live in this land. Teach us this and that. And when they got what they wanted, they slaughtered those Indians. And people will say, I got enough. I don't need you no more. The church is going to continue to grow. Listen, we on the internet. We're on the World Wide Web. We are teaching certain things. So in the last days, even in this day, you're going to see more and more Bethels pop up. You're going to see more and more people stop calling themselves Israelites or Hebrew Israelites and use the name of Israel. Because he called his people by the name of Israel. We're going to be able to clearly articulate and explain that. And so now, 20 from now, it's going to be harder for seekers to find the truth. Because you got 65 folks, well, they're going to get sued, but you got 65 churches throughout the country or in Chicago called Bethel. You got 65 churches saying that we Israel. You got 65 churches wearing white linen, right? Because that is the garment of the saint. You got 65 churches baptizing in his Hebrew salvation name. So how do you know what the truth is? If we all doing the same thing, how do you know what the truth is? Now you really going to have to contend for the faith. Because now you got to do your homework. I'm talking you, the seeker. You might have to go through all these different Bethels or find out or do your homework to find out what's different. Because you saying we not affiliated with him. We not affiliated with this pastor church. We ain't affiliating with this pastor church. So how do we distinguish what the truth is? So in the last knowledge shall increase. Come on, Minister Yosef.
There will be others who may sit among the righteous, only to steal or depart from the faith. There will be people who will depart from the one true faith, and just like Satan, when he was kicked out of heaven, take others with them. While these people may subscribe to the name of Israelites, their teachings may appear to be the gospel. their teachings, which may appear to be the gospel, will separate their followers because Yah will block them from knowing or understanding the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. It is adhering to the mysteries that allows the people to be true Yisrael.
Don't tell me nothing about no black man. I'm Yisrael because I'm black. I'm Yisrael because of whatever you gonna say. I am a son and or a daughter of Yah because I believe it. If you are not adhering, don't say the gospel, because the gospel is nothing but the mysteries. If you are not adhering to the gospel or to the mysteries, you are not true Yisrael. You are not his son or his daughter. I don't care how much tithe you give. I don't care how much good you do in the neighborhood. You are not his holy people. This is what separates the people of God. This is how we're going to know who our brothers and sisters are. Do you adhere to the mysteries of the kingdom? All right? Let's go. The mysteries protect the lost sheep. Come on now. Who's going to read? Dr. Tate?
The mystery of sheep, leading them into truth, the secrets that are revealed. Today, there are millions of people who profess to know and speak the truth. How does the seeker know who is speaking the truth and what actually is the truth? Those who are seeking must earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. Jude chapter 3.
Why? I want you to say this. Let's read this Bible verse and then, let's read these two Bible verses. And I'm going to come back and ask you, how does the mysteries protect the saints or the lost sheep? Let's read 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, verse 1.
1 Corinthians 4 and 1. So then, let us, who minister, be regarded as saints of Mashiach,
Servants of
thank you, of Mashiach Christ, and stewards, trustees or administrators, of the mysteries of God, that he chooses to reveal.
Hey, did the New Testament say he chooses to reveal? Now, this was the church in Corinth. And yet it says that he's still revealing. But those people who were over the church were stewards. Do we know what stewards mean? We're overseers. So the secrets are not revealed directly to the saints. Yah will always use his leaders to reveal deeper revelation, whether it's even to say something a different way that's going to knock the door down. He got to give it to the leaders. And so every leader will receive secrets. Every leader will receive some sort of knowledge that's going to open up the door. Whether we may not go into other major countries during my lifetime. Hey, somebody going to have to get a revelation on how to break through to foreign nations. All right. Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter. Because we remember part from the faith. People sitting in the faith and leave. Some of those people that are shepherds or chief shepherds or pastors or whatever. I think before we read, years ago when I used to read this, about the pastors of the world. This Bible verse is talking about pastors, shepherds that call themselves Yisrael. So this wasn't talking about this is the book of Jeremiah. He wasn't talking about Christianity. So if he's about the dog Yisrael pastors, you know what he think about worldly or those people that are outside the faith. Let's read Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter. We want to read verses 3, I believe, through 4, 5.
Woe
1,
be
1 through 5, I'm sorry.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Yehovah. Therefore, thus saith the Yehovah Elohim of Yisrael, against the pastors that feed my people.
Oh, were they feeding the people? You know, that's what shepherds do. They feeding them with something, right? But when he said woe, that means danger. All right? But what you're feeding them is destroying and scattering them from the truth. All right? Come on.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings.
So although you called yourself a shepherd, although you called yourself a pastor, although you were opening up the book and reading to them, he said, you evil and what you doing is evil. Because you departed from the system that gives the mysteries of salvation. Come on.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be and up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Yehovah.
So El is going to set them up. And they are feeding them. So what's the difference in what they're feeding them and what these shepherds are doing? What is the difference? It's the truth. It's the mysteries and the secrets that lead to salvation. It's the mysteries that's going to open up the doors on this side. Listen, yeah, I want to get to the kingdom, but let's talk about this side. Your breakthrough is going to come because you are applying the secrets in your life. All right. Next one, out of the frying pan into the fire. We got about 10 minutes. We want to read through this. Have you ever heard that before? You heard that before? You heard that before? You're 16, ain't old people stuff. All right, go ahead.
The phrase out of the frying pan into the fire is used to describe the situation of moving or getting from a bad or difficult situation to a worse one, often as the result of trying to escape from a bad or difficult one. Those who are in the world sometimes turn to God in an attempt to turn their lives around and live a more spiritual life. People have even left the world and even Christianity in an attempt to enter a more Hebraic or Jewish worship in an effort to gain a closer relationship with the Father. In both instances, there has been a development of hundreds and thousands of denominations and camps that seem to disagree on the variety of religious principles. Is God's truth absolute?
Oh, there we go. Is it absolute, which means?
Definite or
Definitive.
never changing.
Definitive.
Definitive or never changing. Or relative, based on your perspective or belief. The Father will reveal all of his mysteries to his true church. Why would he reveal one or a few secrets to some and not reveal them all to the same people? This defeats the purpose of using the mysteries to find him and keep his commandments correctly.
Hold on. So let's just talk about a couple of things real quick so that you all understand what it means out of the frying pan into the fire. Can you explain what we've just talked about that shows that point? Anybody, if they can't do it, any adults?
Basically, it was saying that people will see themselves in a bad situation And so to get out of that bad situation, they'll like cut off ties to like their church or like their old religion and try to turn to the Jewish or Hebraic way of life. But
Okay.
in doing that,
Well, that's fine. Anybody else? Anybody else can explain it. But, let's brother Brook, yeah.
It's other saying like that, like cutting off your nose to smite your face, or throwing out with the
Now
bath
you
water.
gonna say what I said was old. What are you gonna say?
It's
How
like
many y'all heard that?
you got a situation. You got a situation that throwing out the baby with the bath.
No, the
water.
first one, cutting off
You got a situation.
the nose. They want to know the nose.
Cutting off your nose to smite your face. So your nose bothering you and it's bothering you, it's irritating you, so you cut it off. Now it's not irritating you no more, but you ain't got no nose. So
There you go.
I can't explain no better than that. Hallelujah. No, you're in an uncomfortable situation, and to get out of the uncomfortable situation, because you're short-sighted because of the uncomfortable situation, you put yourself in what you feel is a better situation, but you actually made your situation worse.
Did you all hear that?
Short-sighted.
So people say, "Man, Christianity wrong. I'm an Israelite," and they're gonna jump into Israel. Look, you done jumped out of the hot frying pan, and you done jumped into the fire. So you went from one wrong thing to another wrong thing, right?
Okay.
And so that's what that means. You're going from one bad situation to the other. Ooh, boy, we can have some conversations. You done left one relationship like, no, this one, and that one was worse.
That's how denomination started. At the point of the lesson, right?
Yeah, grass isn't green on the other side. Yeah. All right, so we all got that right. But I do want to say this as well, and we're almost at the end. There was something that I wanted, the mystery children. Why would you? Oh, so here is, once you get this idea across, all of what we talked about, you know the only thing that you got to do? You just got to get them to see one secret. Because we said if Yah gives you, if you find one secret, you found them all. Why is that? If you found one secret, you're gonna find them all. I want you to think good on that. What would you say, Amy?
Because now that you got one secret, you're gonna be like, oh, then what else am I missing? Or something like that.
True, but you got to go a little farther than that. Go ahead. Don't reach across that.
because if you have one secret, they're all connected. So you're gonna find out eventually if you're doing one thing wrong, then it's gonna lead you to another thing that you can correct, and further down the line, you're just gonna keep on finding new things that you can correct.
So if you can just go ahead, go ahead. No, good.
The Bible verse we just read, Yashak said to the people who have some understanding, giving more.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells you secret revealed to you.
Secrets. Now, the other teachings are going to springboard up from those.
And all those. No, there's no but. Okay, ask this question. No, but those were correct. See, you did that, made me forget what I was saying. No. Think about Yah pertains to Yah, the common sense of Yah. Think about Yah. I mean, you said it, but the nature of Yah in regards to these secrets.
The nature of Yah is to be secretive or to have mystery.
We talking about one secret.
But
Put
if he
that.
opens,
Why
if
would he
opens
reveal?
if he reveals one to you that you understand, then it's like you open the door to revelation.
Okay, Dr. Tate.
Well, I was going to say that if you have an understanding of this objective truth of a secret that belongs to El, that means that you found yourself connected to his true people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the source of where you got this true information. And so once they've given you one thing and you understand it as the truth, you stay around long enough, you're going to learn more of his truth.
Yeah.
So the fact that you had the true secret revealed to you means attached to in some way to his true people.
Absolutely. I'll say this, and I want to be politically correct when I say this, as far as to Dr. T. If there's a research firm, I'll just use this. If there's a research firm that says that they found a cure for diabetes, and there are a lot of research firms, medical research firms out there, and there are other firms that come out and say we found a cure for cancer. But the research firm that found the cure for diabetes, would I go to that research firm or would I go to any of these other ones? The one who found they found it, right? So the nature of Yah is, why would he give his secrets, which are holy? Why would he give one? If he gives one, he's saying these people are holy, because I only reveal my secrets to my holy people. Why would he make it confusing? Because we use the secrets so that the lost sheep can find the truth. Now, they're going to have to fight. They're going to have to ask questions. They're going to have to go on YouTube. They're going to have to contend. They're going to have to go these different places. But the secret's going to identify. You're going to find Christ in his fullness. So if he reveals one secret, so your job is to get them to understand one secret and say, that's the truth. Bethel, you can't have holy convocation. That's the truth. Bethel was recorded like this. That's the truth. You should accept and know that all the secrets then are at this place. Do we understand that? Because he's not going to give his secrets and then give another secret to somebody. Now you got confusion. He doesn't operate that way. All right? We're going to spend 4 minutes, talking about two mysteries. And what do the mysteries look like? Let's read through this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and conclude. We're just going to talk about two mysteries. There are tons of mysteries, but you should say, I'm home. Once you get one mystery and you meditate on that and you get it, you got the conviction, you say, I'm home. Okay? Let's go ahead and read. Here's what two of the mysteries look like.
Keeping the ordinances of the feast days.
That's a mystery. I didn't say keeping the feast days, did I?
No.
All of the feast days have ordinances. Go ahead and read.
The Passover, as well as all of the feast days, have ordinances attached to them. If you are not keeping all of the ordinances, the feast days are no longer the Father's, but they are your feast days. All of the Father's feast days are holy convocations. This is one of the greatest mysteries concerning his holy days.
It shouldn't be the his. I'm sorry.
Okay. His holy days.
So people will say, phooey. We know that the Bible, that his feast days is a holy convocation. We know that. But there are some mysteries to what a holy convocation is, right? We're not going to go on that. Read Numbers 9 and 12.
They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it.
So there are a number of ordinances to the Passover. If there are 25 ordinances and you keep 24, have you kept the Passover? You got to keep all of the ordinances, right? So we're not going into what the ordinances is. This last part.
Knowing his name.
Knowing his name is a mystery. This is what the Bible says. But let's go ahead and read this paragraph, and then we'll conclude with these two Bible verses.
Knowing the Father's name identify the true faith. Many people believe that there is nothing to a name, or that they can call on the name of the name of their choosing. There are many Bible verses, such as Acts 4 and 12, that tell us there are no other name whereby we must be saved. It is a sin not to know and believe on the original name of Christ.
How many people knew that it was a sin? To not know, believe, call, be baptized. Did you know it's a sin? It's a sin. And the wages of sin is what? Now, the Bible says in Acts 4 and 12 that there are how many names? There's only one name whereby we must be saved. Somebody somewhere is lying. Either I'm lying or they lying. Because the Bible said that there is one name. Now, I'll just kind of quote. I want you to go back and look at these two Bible verses. Because these two Bible verses tell you that it is a sin to not believe in the name that the Father gave his Son. And here's what I can tell you to you 2 billion plus people, that English didn't exist at that time. Here's what the Bible said in John 3:18. It said that, and this is his commandment, that we shall believe in the name of the only begotten Son. The Bible said it's a commandment. So you can argue with me all you want that it's not a commandment. Well, you don't believe the Bible. I told you, you're going to find out that a lot of people that you know don't believe in the Bible, in the whole Bible. First John said, man, I had a brain freeze. Somebody get First John real quick. He that believeth, came back to me. Look at y'all move. He that believeth is not condemned. See, I believe. Keep reading. But he is condemned already. Here's why. Because he has not believed. Didn't say in the person. He has not believed in the name of the Son. Oh, you don't have to believe in the name. You got to believe in the person. Show in the Bible. And you know what you do after? Well, kick the dust off your shoes or the ash off your feet. And business. All right. Let's read these last two Bible verses on knowing his name.
Therefore, my people shall know my name.
Know what people are going to do. Listen, what does it mean to know? Full understanding, to have the experience, to be able to. Some people come in here. Now, I appreciate and respect Sister Constance. She said, yeah, some like what you said is right. So when you saying Yasha, by faith, I just was using it, but I didn't know. Right? And you got to have more classes that you're able to prove that the name is Yasha. But he says that my people shall know my name. Listen, it comes by faith first. All right? Come on.
Therefore, my people shall know my name. Therefore, they shall know it that day that I am he that doth speak. Behold, it is I.
Good.
Isaiah 50.
Isaiah, the 52nd chapter, verse 6. Last Bible verse of the day. Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, verse 7.
So will I make my name known? Will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people, Israel? Yes,
he going to make his holy name known in the midst of his people. Right? Come on.
And I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel.
Good. So we're going to get ready to conclude, but the mysteries protect. The mysteries is the highway to the house of God and the gate of heaven. We don't publicly go out and put the mysteries out there, right? Because we don't want people to take this information and start misleading people. That's not how y'all design it. People say, why are you trying to hold back? We're not trying to hold back the mysteries, but there's something that is attached to the mysteries. The true church is attached to the mysteries. He says, my people shall know my name. You know what that mystery means? That if you stand and know the name, what you're going to get in his house, and you leave his house, you don't know his name. That name will not have power with you. That he will not operate no more in your life under the authority of that name. And so I thank y'all the people in advance thank y'all for the mysteries, 'cause that's how they're going to be able to identify. Everybody say right. Everybody's saying they have the truth. But this is going to really show who has the truth and who does not have the truth. All right? Man, so we thank y'all for the class. We thank y'all for all of those people that have joined us online. Look, we have a podcast coming up, a great podcast coming up. Restoration podcast with the elders. It'll be coming out in the winter, a couple of months, a month here. And we have about 12 great episodes. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in the future. So we want you to go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel in advance. It's Restoration Podcast with the elders. So you can go to YouTube and find that. I think that's all we have for today. We will be back here, y'all's willing. Next Sabbath, we at Kanuka coming up. Now, we're not going to be celebrating Christmas Eve, but Kanuka is December the 24th. So we will be here on Christmas Eve, and I believe the 31st is the last day. It ends at the going down of the sun on the 1st. So Kanuka is coming up here, and in a little bit over a month, we will have, our glorious days of celebration and fun. We will come as a solemn assembly during that time. So we want to thank all of those that have joined us online via our Facebook page, #Restoration Gospel, or you may have joined us on our YouTube page, Bethel TV1. We want to thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you can put that website up on the screen, www.tvbethel.net. You can go to our website and send us a message, or you can inbox us on our Facebook page at #Restoration Gospel. So again, we look forward to seeing you next week, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. On behalf of Bethel Temple and College, and on behalf of our late restored Chief Elder